people, my name is Propagandist and welcome to another reaction. This time we're not reacting to Ruby though. I know Ruby has very much been dominating the channel recently, what with Volume 9 and all that. But, you know, I do want to do more than just Ruby here on the channel. You know, at some point, for example, I want to get back to things like anime reviews and potentially also Let's Watches or reactions of other content as well. So I'm trying my hand at something else, reaction-wise today. This is my reaction to the Lackadaisy pilot. So, if you don't know what Lackadaisy is, it started life as a series of webcomics by Tracy Butler, and it's basically set in 1920s America, so Prohibition, all that, except all the characters are cats, interestingly. Now, I haven't actually read any of the webcomics for Lackadaisy, anything like that, and I didn't really know anything about it. In fact, I'd never really even heard of it until the last sort of few months, when I was quite randomly recommended some videos from the channel, the Lackadaisy Animation channel. So basically, you know, Lackadaisy Animations have been in production for a while now, and they've had a channel where they've been releasing things like teasers, trailers, things like that. And so several months back I randomly got recommended a video from their channel, and I thought, that looks curious. So I watched it and I thought, okay, you know what? This actually looks really interesting. This looks like it has a very interesting animation style. It looks like it might be quite curious and quite gripping to actually watch and see what it's all about when it eventually comes out and all that. And yeah, so I thought to myself, sure, I'm going to keep a tab on this and see how it goes. So the Lackadaisy pilot got released a couple of weeks ago, and I've sort of been debating on and off whether or not to try doing a reaction to it and seeing if, you know, I'm able to actually upload that. So I'm going to do it. I'm just going to do it and see how it plays out, ladies and gentlemen. So, God, yeah, it just means that, you know, it's something different from the usual content on the channel and all that. Something that, you know, isn't Ruby for a change. Not that I'm saying I dislike Ruby at all. I'm very much enjoying Ruby, but it's good to do something a bit different every once in a while. So, yeah, don't know really anything. I've purposefully avoided looking at any sort of reviews, reactions to this pilot. I purposely avoided seeing any sort of people's thoughts online in terms of whether they thought it was good or bad, anything like that. So I'm kind of going into this completely blind, especially, you know, as someone who, like I said, hasn't read any of the webcomics, any of that. So yeah, I suppose we'll just get straight to it, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, so we're going to start in 3, 2, 1, go. It's about 27 minutes long. This is quite big. Film contains occasional flashing lights. Okay, photosensitivity warning. It's just the opening little studio credits, I guess. Actually, really looking forward to this. It looks to me like it has a very sort of Disney vibe. St. Louis, Missouri, 1927. Prohibition is in full effect. Okay. Oh, okay, there we go. I've got the subtitles on, haven't I? Yeah. Captions are on, so you should be able to read what they're saying. It's also helpful just in case I end up missing anything.
Old Man River. That seems far too austere a name for something made of mirth and rage. Oh, roiling red blood river vein. If chief among your traits is age, you're a wily, convoluted sage.
I believe your name is Rocky, if I'm not mistaken.
Is thing to call what rings the vernal heart of Western lore. It brings us brassy, myth-made kings.
It's got a very nice aesthetic to it, hasn't it?
Ponderance of bug-type things. To challenge titans come before! Oh, demiurge to a try at Avalon once more. And what a gust vitality in your wide aorta stream. You must have had to oversee alchemic change of timber beam to iron, brick, and engine steam.
Very great visuals here, isn't it? Really like the aesthetic of it.
Lends the prideful, sober sovereignty, a faulty haloed temperance, and wilt her self-sure countenance. Yes, righteousness is vanity. But sports for imps, not elderly. So, if there's a name for migrant mass of veteran frivolity,
The animation style feels like a real
grass.
cross between
Summer sassafras.
sort of Disney, old school Disney, and
Name that flows as
sort of
roguishly.
Japanese animation.
Waters, fast and free.
Just sort of the way, like the frame rate of certain things, and then the actual visuals themselves.
Mississippi.
It's abundantly clear you forgot us down here.
Ivy, Freckle.
No encore?
No, that's plenty.
We're fine. Should I add a dance? Extra stanzas? There's more where that came from.
Please don't ruin musical theater for everyone.
I'm not sure lookouts are supposed to make such a ruckus anyway. Why don't you come down here and grab a shovel?
Alas, Miss Pepper, I was cursed with these
Okay, we've seen that in the trailers.
So, I do what I can. I provide the
I suppose this is setting up the characters as being quite endearing, isn't it? He's a cat, he'll be fine.
I provide the ambiance. Babyface provides the muscle. Look at him digging his way to martyrdom, the little go-getter. Now, how about a little rhapsody in G minor for company?
Fine. If you're not gonna
Tea's still
help us
quite
work,
hot.
you're gonna have to double as the dirt rag.
Rocky? I think I found...
Is that it?
Well, if it isn't, we'll have some awkward explaining to do to the family of, Herman Hapfem?
Whoa, hey, whoa. Hang on a minute, we gotta pause there. I gotta try and read what the heck that was. Hapfamshville, under the Truss of Peace, Saturday, September 12th, 1927. Herman was struck by a runaway circus calliope near the terminus of Biddle Street, whereupon, in a cacophony of frenzied glee, he was flung bodily into the Mississippi River. Requiring the painstaking efforts of the No. 26 Firehouse Brigade, his remains were later disentangled from the paddle wheel spokes of the SS Albatross, having been rearranged into an impressive Merovingian knot. He died doing what he loved, remarked his stoical widow, by whom he survived, alongside a niece, a nephew, several southern cousins, a shoe-wearing donkey named Pibbles, and a prized collection of 64 fashionable suit something housed at his West End residence, and then something about the service, but the captions are kind of in the way, so I can't really read that. Interesting. Sorry, I just like to take a moment whenever it has things like this just to see what it actually says. Alright, resuming in 3, 2, 1, go. Let's check my camera mods on it. We're fine, that's good. Get my tea. God, it looks gorgeous. Look at it. They've done a good job.
Did you hear something?
All these unresting spirits were trespassing on their turf.
But there's naught ye can do about it, ye feisty devils!
I wish my mom was here.
What? Blasphemy! That force of nature, she'd stop us dead.
I know.
Oh, Freckle. Don't tell me you aren't having a good time showing off your shoveling skills for Hotsy-Totsy over here.
She's right there, mate. Just a train, don't you worry. Do that all the time.
Gora! Oh, for a moment there I thought it was your mom.
This is why I don't go whirling up spirits, and digging up graves, and sacrilege, and ass.
Settle down, cousin. The spirits are all bottled up. 100 years past, Burke and Hare were up to much worse.
I know the
Turned out
reference.
just fine for them.
Didn't they hang him?
Details,
Yeah.
Freckle, details.
I don't think it did turn out quite well for Burke and Hare. Where's the moonshine? Is it in here?
Ah,
Yeah.
liquid gold! Dionysian delight! Better still, Canadian whiskey! And deliver.
I think we should hurry.
I'll start the car.
Whiskey in the jar. Leave the headlamps off. Can't be too careful.
Right, we've been so discreet up until now.
No! Don't let that get away! Miss Sam can't spare a drop! Murderation! Where's that spotlight when we need it, Miss Pepper? Now
Someone's there. I just saw that.
That is my foot. That's not what I meant.
I can't see.
Ah, there it is. Stop it, you ought to be.
I think there's trouble afoot. Yeah. Who we got here? Oh, you look friendly. Seraphine, that's your name, is it? Oh, you seem like a nice person.
Look like we got some live ones tonight.
Yeah, say, boy, the chase is the best part.
So we're off to an action-packed start already. I like it.
Let's not prolong this. This is a trifling matter.
Oh, that's
business to tend to.
Sun Won Chu. Suj Win.
Can't let the competition go unchecked. Even a little vermin. They got a way of festering.
Alon! Where'd you learn to drive like that?
I didn't!
Didn't?
Learn to drive!
Well, you're so bad at it, you've confounded the enemy. Nicely done.
Nah, they're still coming. Time to get out, methinks. Oh, God. Better be careful not to talk too much whilst I've just taken a sip of tea.
Torpedo boy.
No.
Yes. No. Don't be
Your Tommy
modest.
gun.
Play us a symphony.
Okay, off to a good start. We're off to a very good start here.
All right, what the?
I guess this one is the big.
Come stay with me.
Freckle, where's that Tommy gun? Yep, there it is. Jesus, he went for a personality change.
I think I swallowed a bug.
You got a big fat bad bed for dinner? Who's fair?
Nah, just more glass.
Profoundly unprofessional.
Well, they got more firepower than I expected. But you want to take over driving back there?
No. Especially now that you have alleviated us of our windshield.
Suj Win is not impressed.
Stop spectating and throw in, Chef. Or do we have to worry about you getting sentimental about old times?
Brakes!
Just some history between Sun Won Cho's character and these guys. Rocky and Company, that is. Mordecai, that's the name of this character, isn't it? I almost forgot.
Right here, make a left.
What? Left turn!
Louis, left hook,
No!
sinister, port!
There's no left here!
Use your imagination, Miss Pepper!
Rocky, I can't steer!
Nearly had you. Sable, Stone and Quarry, that's all that said. And everyone died in a car crash at the end. They're going for very sort of like fluid, over-the-top movements of the characters for dramatic effect, and it's great.
Do you think we're safe?
Sorry. I didn't mean to. It's just that there's a fire, a burning hot fire in the engine compartment.
The radiator!
Yeah, I hope that was water you just threw on it, and not more petrol. Oh boy. Well, the baddies are here. What are you up to, Rocky? God, cinematography is that the term? Really on point. Great sort of camera shots. You're setting a dramatic stage, are you? Is that what you're doing? For your confrontation with these guys? It's a playground, Rocky.
The world is full of magic things.
Full of great big boys' toys and machinery.
Just need a ticket to ride.
Or you're going to get the steam shovel or whatever it is? Oh, hello. There are two things that men enjoy most in the world.
You said there was a pistol in here somewhere?
Creating things and destroying them.
Well, I guess that's a gun.
That's a tiny little gun. It looks like the model of he's modelled after a real gun now, by the looks of it. So I'm sure there is a real gun that's like that tiny.
It's going to take longer if you scatter them.
What happened to you that made you hate fun?
I'll take care of that. Disable the vehicle.
I think the vehicle's already kind of disabled, but unless Ivy can get it working.
Raspberries.
You've got the crank. How many shots you got in that magazine, old boy? Where is Rocky and what's he up to? What's he doing with the demolitions equipment? Oh, hello.
No! No, 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 no! No!
5, 6.
Oh god, okay. Is this going to be a lot more violent than anticipated? Oh, that feels like the rumbling of a steam shovel and in motion, potentially. Yeah. What's he done? Yeah, he's got the steam shovel.
Child, this is 11 kinds of stupid.
The sudden circus comes to town! The behemoth and the top hat clown! Come gather all around! See them rain their fire down!
He's quite the poet, isn't he? Yeah, let's get out of there. Yeah.
What's happening?
Rocky.
You can brandish up your whip and
Good characters.
the circus train's a blazing tear! Said the clown with daring air. We'll make our 3 rings anywhere!
Oops. That didn't go too well for you, did it? Hey, watch out for that thing so you don't get run over. Oh, God. Right. The animations of the expressions are great. Amazed that still starts after all that punishment it's been through, but there you go.
Rocky!
Come on, Mudbug. We gotta skedaddle.
Yeah, someone Joe isn't happy about what you've been up to. Keep making that joke. It's not even that funny.
Are my eyebrows still on?
Yep.
Aces. Here, Freckle. I got you a souvenir. You're supposed to light it first.
He's a bit jumpy. I think anyone would be after all of that.
Nico! Brother mine, help me up.
Shit, you look disappointed.
Well, you have kind of let the ones you were trying to target get away. That's probably why he's disappointed, isn't it? Little Daisy Cafe.
And though scrutinized and scandalized and troubled in the end by depleted finances, familiar story. Miss Duncan leaves behind, moreover, a legacy of consummate artistry and bold innovation.
So who are you,
By a
then?
scarf. The comic end that makes the tragedy, doesn't it? Speaking of tragedy, we got an old supplier back. The funeral home. Still, it's not the same without you. And that feeling that all of this
Who are you talking to?
was ours. Used to be we could drive a whole convoy of trucks in.
And now you just have this, maybe?
Now we're just digging for scraps. Well, however unbecoming, Atlas, that's my cue. Meet you downstairs.
Wait, were you talking to the portrait? Okay. Got a speakeasy underneath the cellar. Is that what's going on here? Or speakeasy in the cellar, rather.
The door, sweetheart.
Oh, right.
He's a bit slow. God, they've done such a good job, though, on the visuals, haven't they? The makers, that is.
How's the weather, madam? Ah, right, the difficult business of a business.
You could certainly be of some help.
Except I'm supposed to be a pillar of the community, baron of industry, upstanding citizen, you know?
He said, bent over his illicit beverage.
Oh, thank goodness, I wasn't sure you were alive.
Zib! Shouldn't you be up on stage playing?
For who? That guy? How about you, Wick? Shall I serenade you personally?
Once I've had a few more illicit beverages, perhaps.
I suppose I could use one of those too. Victor?
He's got that psycho eye. What's he looking at?
Victor, I know it's an adjustment, but the bartender's got to look like someone the patronage can tell their troubles to. More of a confidant, less of a coroner. Try smiling, honey. We'll work on it.
Hello.
We made it, everyone!
Sorry.
We made it!
About the carpet.
Well, not quite the reception you were hoping for, probably.
JJ!
Sorry.
Well, look what the Mississippi spat up.
Miss Sam, you seem, surprised.
Rocky, sweetie, you are nothing if not an exhausting, incomprehensible surprise.
Thank you!
This was supposed to be the real McCoy. Let's see if that's the surprise.
Try that moonshine. Oh.
Well,
The expressions are so good.
I'll certainly start your engine.
Which is to say, it beats radiator fluid.
What's that aftertaste? Crisp.
Zib's voice is familiar. Who's the voice actor?
Coffin varnish.
Yeah, we can call it Sunset Rose Cocktail.
Sunset Rose Cocktail? That sounds good. You have no idea what I went through to get this.
I have very good an idea.
Sophisticated flavor.
So, not bad then?
Better than getting shot. Still, is this all we got for our money, honey? You look like you took a bath in the red.
Well, I could probably wring some more out of my coat for you. There was a minor incident? Incidences?
Minor, you say?
What?
Oh, just some spent ammo and...
Desecrated graves.
Fractured signage, minor flooding, lots of structural damage.
We may have fomented a deadly rivalry on the way, too. But dynamite and heavy machinery are marvelous problem solvers. Old sport!
Dynamite? What dynamite?
And the car is fine.
I fixed it.
Sure you did.
Also,
Did
you'll
a good
be happy
job.
to know my violin came through unscathed.
I know you did your best, honey, but we can't keep running ourselves ragged and into the red to bring Omega. What I mean is, I don't see how this...
JJ!
Certainly picks his moments well, doesn't he?
You know what? I'm glad you and your violin are back, honey. We could all use some music about now. I mean, besides JJ.
All right. Come on, kid. What do you say we go lighten the mood?
It's the...
About the
I've just worked it out. Zib.
and machinery.
Is it the same voice actor who did Ambrosius in Ruby?
Right. Cheers.
Sounds like him. He's got to be, right?
Throw me a dance.
I do?
Yes, I've decided. You know the Charleston?
No.
The Lindy Hop?
No.
The Roundabout? The Jingle Jangle? The Pizza Noodle? I'll show you. You just gotta put one foot over there, one over there, and then...
You can have a song and dance number by M. Gavere. That's an interesting name. Oh, hello, here we go. Get some roaring 20s action going on. Ah. Oh, okay. Oh, is that it? Are we done? Did we finish? How much is actually left there? We're at 24 minutes in, okay. Well, there's still a few minutes to go. Let's just see where this goes. Oh, I should have looked then for Zib's name, shouldn't I? Well, never mind. I'm sure it's him. It sounds like Zib's voice actor is the same one who did Ambrosius in Ruby, Volume 8. So it probably will be the same voice actor. Guess it is just the credit sequence then, is it? We'll just go to the end, because, let's say it was only 24 minutes in out of 27 minutes. So there might be like an ending scene. Good little pilot, though. I guess that's sort of setting up the basic premise of the show. So they're bootleggers, basically. But by the sound of it, their little illicit business is not doing too well. So it's going to be about them maybe trying to become big, I guess. Ending scene? Yes.
Manager's office.
Connect me to Mr. Sweet, please.
Sure thing, Sujwin.
We were sidetracked. The vehicle has been disabled, and on the whole, the evening has not gone according to plan.
Let me see if I have this right. Ruthless, infamous hatchet man Mordecai Heller is calling me to ask for a ride.
Yes. However, Mr. Sweet, it seems...
What am I, your dad?
It seems we have a more considerable problem at hand.
What, someone mussed your hair? You got some dirt on you?
As a matter of fact, yes. But more to the point, one of our suppliers appears to be double-dealing to stragglers from Lackadaisy, of all things. They're clumsy and likely to draw attention. With the feds in town...
Yeah, that's a real liability. And I can only stave off so much heat from the higher-ups before this whole city starts.
Let's have a look at the big boss.
Oh, those dragons.
Having given it some thought, it does appear to warrant our attention.
Right then. Time to tie up some loose ends.
Oh, he's definitely got a Mafia Godfather vibe going on to him. Oh, is that it? Have we reached the end? I think we reached the end, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, because it looks like it's just credits from there on out. That was good. I enjoyed that. Like I said, good pilot, good introduction to basically set up what's actually going to be going on, I guess, story-wise in this show. So I'm just waiting to see if there's anything else worth picking up on. Handmade by artists in their homes across the world in spite of it all. Yeah. I imagine COVID probably didn't help much with the production of this, did it? Right, I think that's probably it then, by the looks of it. That was great. Okay, right, let's take a jump cut here. I'll give some final thoughts in a second, everybody. Well, there we go. That was good fun, wasn't it? I mean, as a pilot, I think it did a good job of setting up the basic premise of what this animation is going to be all about. So, following the adventures of Lackadaisy and the Speakeasy and all that, and their fortunes, I suppose, as they try and reclaim past glory or something like that. So yeah, as a also introduction to a lot of the basic characters, I think it served its purpose very well. Definitely some really interesting and quite standout looking characters within that cast. Did a good job also of really kind of highlighting their personalities, particularly like for the main three, Rocky, Freckle and Ivy. And as well as that, you know, introducing us to a few of the Lackadaisy, Speakeasy characters, and a few of what are going to be probably their enemies, namely Mordecai, Seraphine, and Nicodeme, whatever he was called. So, yeah, I look forward to seeing more from the studio. What can they do? I'm sure they'll, you know, they're working hard on some more content in the meantime, so I look forward to seeing when that eventually comes out. You know, I was partly kind of interested in watching this just because of the fact that it was set in, you know, Prohibition, United States and all that, 1920s, which is a really good time period for some kind of rip-roaring little stories and things like that. I always remember, actually, I think my kind of interest really in that historical period was first and foremost kind of, I would say, inspired a little when I was a teenager and I used to do modern history at GCSE, because United States in the interwar period, so between World War I and World War II, was actually one of the periods we actually studied. So namely, there was a lot to do with Prohibition, with obviously like organised crime, things like that. So yeah, look forward to seeing how you know, how much this animation can really scratch that particular historical itch and all that. So it was, yeah, it was good overall. Really enjoyed it. I mean, not much else for me to really say. I kind of summarised my thoughts there. Pilot's done a very good job. You know, very good job to anyone from that studio if you're watching by any chance. You've done a good job at captivating my attention. So yeah, wish you well, and hope you're working well on the follow-up and all that. So we'll wrap up here, ladies and gentlemen. That was the Lackadaisy pilot, my reaction to that. Hope you enjoyed watching me. If you're not aware, Propagandist is of course my second channel. If you're completely new to me and you've never seen me before, my main channel is General Race Strategist, where I do a lot of just admittedly very unoriginal and quite eclectic gaming content. So if you're interested in that kind of thing, there might well be something over there. I tend to upload on a daily schedule over on that channel, so if you're interested, there's a link to it in the video description down below. But other than that, we'll wrap up here. So thanks once again everyone for joining me, and I'll see you for some more content here on Propagandist, hopefully sometime soon. Goodbye everybody.